This is Judy May Bumidang from BS Pharmacy 1. So for today, we are going to discuss about the first cry of Philippine Revolution. The question is, where and when did it happen? Actually, is it in Pugadlawin or in Balintawak?
Napakarami na ang naging biktima ng mga Espanyol. At mas marami pa ang mamamatay kapag hindi natin pinigilan ng kanilang pang-aapi. Sa labanang ito, isusuong natin ang ating mga buhay sa panganib. Ilang araw mula ngayon, sa gabi ng 29, sisimulan na natin ang revolusyon. Ilabas ninyo ang inyong mga sedula! Pagmasdan ninyo ang munting papel na umaalipin sa ating lahat. Katipunan, kailangan na nating wakasan ang ilang daang taong pananakop ng Espanya. Kulang man tayo sa sandata. Mas malakas man ang baril at kanyon ng mga Kastila. Lalaban tayo hanggang sa huling hininga. Hindi tayo magpapalupig! Tayo ang magtatagumpay. Dahil tayo ang mga anak ng bayan. Tayo ang nagmamay-ari sa lupang ito. Sa atin ang bayang ito. Punitin ang mga sedula nyo! Mabuhay ang katipunan! Mabuhay! Mabuhay ang revolusyon!
The term cry referred to the first clash between the Katipuneros and the civil guards. The cry could also refer to the tearing up of the community tax certificates in defiance of their allegiance to Spain. In the context of this cry of revolution, the date and the place were later contradicted by different Katipunan personalities who claimed that they were at that time. So the first account was the Cry of Bahay Toro. This is the version launched. The Philippine Revolution is written by Santiago Alvarez. But then Santiago Alvarez was not an eyewitness of the historic event, although he was in Cavite at that time. This is the version of his cry. He said that on Sunday, August 23, 1896, as early as 10 o'clock at the barn of Cabezang Melchora, at a place called Sampalucan, barrio of Bahay Toro, Katipuneros were met together. About 500 of these arrived. On Monday, August 24, there were about 1,000 Katipuneros. The Supremo decided to hold a meeting began at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was 12 o'clock noon when the meeting adjourned, amidst loud cries of the Filipino people shouting, "Long live the son of the country," which means, "Mabuhay mga anak ng bayan." So this is the account of Santiago Alvarez. The next claim is the Cry of Balintawak by Guillermo Magsangkay. The first cry of the revolution, according to him, happened in Balintawak at the house of Apolonio Samson on August 26, 1896. 9 o'clock in the morning, Board of Directors held meeting for the final date uprising. Later that afternoon, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Spaniards were coming to them as their organization was discovered, and they are all marked men, and according to him, that the claimed cedulas were torn more than once, which on August 26. And this account of Guillermo Magsangkay was supported by a descendant, Soledad Borromeo Buller, that according to her, what support his claim is supposed meeting took place before the cry and supposed battle that took place after the cry, and according to her that the cry of Pugadlawin is a hoax or a malicious deception. Another account was according to Pio Valenzuela, which is the first place of refuge of Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Procopio Bonifacio, Teodoro Plata, Angelo del Rosario, and myself was Balintawak, the first 5 arriving on August 19 and I on August 20, 1896. The first place where some 500 members of the Katipunan met on August 22, 1896. It was at Pugadlawin, the storehouse and yard of Juan Ramos, son of Melchora Aquino, where over 1,000 members of Katipunan met and cried out considerable debate and discussion on August 23, 1896. The discussion was on whether the revolution against Spanish government should be started on August 29, 1896. After the meeting, many of these present were toward their cedula certificate and shouted. With all of the accounts that we discussed, we don't know whom we believe. But the important thing here is the real bravery and courage of our Katipunan to fight for freedom. So, every last Sunday of the month of August is celebrated every year in the Philippines to mark the city of Pugadlawin and the birth of the Philippine Revolution. Whether in Balintawak or in Pugadlawin, the important thing here is our freedom. Thank you.